Hey, good morning everyone, and greetings from the Houston Zoo. A new zoo for us. We've never been here before. I go by the legend. I'm joined by my wonderful girlfriend, Molly. And in this video, we're going to show you around the zoo, all the animals, all the exhibits, and I'm excited. We're now at the zoo's Asian elephant enclosure, and they're right up next to us.
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, they have a lot of elephants, and a lot of smaller elephants. I mean, these elephants were probably 10 feet away from, and they're not remotely near full grown.
Yeah.
And there's two small ones that are way, way smaller than this, so they must have a very, very good breeding program here. And now a lot of Asian elephants. I believe they have 12 in total. So this is a really cool opportunity, guys. This little elephant here, the day we're seeing him, 19 days old Asian elephant.
He's
tiny
so
and adorable.
It looks like he barely walks.
Yeah. Very active, very playful, very small.
Oh, Mom wants to be with me.
So, really neat to see this out on exhibit so young as well. You got another small elephant right here. I believe this guy's about a year old. And right up against the fence. This elephant here is covering itself in dirt right up by the fence. Obviously this is something that the elephants do to keep themselves cool. But it's awesome to see and see it so close. There are two sides to the elephant enclosure. I believe this is the bachelor area. As you can see, this guy enjoying his water fountain and having a drink.
Bring it out.
That's fun. Here you can see the zoo's sea lions. Doing a little bit of training, it looks like, right now.
That one's fully out of the water.
Watch your Doritos.
Oh, there's one.
So it looks like he is making a painting. Yep. Some good quality sea lion art. Here you can see a very, very majestic pair of African lions.
And they're both awake.
Yeah. The male has a beautiful, beautiful mane.
Yes, he does.
Sorry I didn't have the camera on, guys. The clouded leopard just climbed the fence like he was Spider-Man. Oh,
He's gonna jump.
that is cool.
Now you're never going to see him.
Now a nap where no one can see me. So the clouded leopard is done doing his Spider-Man routine and is now getting ready for a nap in this adorable pose. Up close and personal with some of the Ankoli cattle here.
I like how he has dirt all over his nose.
Yeah. As it's feeding time for him. But man, look at those horns. Taking a nap over here, a couple of Red River Hogs, right up by the glass.
It's interesting because they don't have much mud. They have a lot of dirt, but not much mud.
This does seem like a flexible space where sometimes it's gorillas and sometimes it's Red River Hogs. Really modern, really, really nice enclosure.
But they're sleeping.
We're now in the outdoor viewing area for the Red River Hogs. And you can see one happily awake down there. Again, just want to show off this enclosure because it's really cool with the trees and the rivers and the waterfalls. So I like this for the gorillas. They have information about them, including what zoo they came from. So Bindi came from the Audubon Zoo in New Orleans. Angel came from the Denver Zoo. Holly came from the Bronx Zoo in New York. We've been there a million times. Mike came from the Riverbank Zoo. Leome came from the Oklahoma City Zoo. This one I haven't heard of, the Gladys Parker Zoo in Brownsville, Texas.
Yeah.
Zoo Atlanta
where I'm
for Henry. And then two more from Riverbanks. And most of those zoos we have been to. I guess the Audubon Zoo in New Orleans we haven't been to, and the Gladys Porter Zoo.
Yeah.
And now, after getting acquainted with all the gorillas, we have found them indeed. About 4 out over here. I'll say a ton of room. I love the big male. Very majestic looking over there.
You missed this one trying to snatch something in the air.
We're just gonna take it.
Which one? The two that are down on the ground?
No, the one on the side.
Oh, this guy?
Yeah. There was a leaf falling from the tree and he tried to snatch it.
I like those two just laying around, playing.
This enclosure here is for the zoo's chimpanzees. Another beautiful exhibit. And you can see they have a bunch of them. I think this guy is probably my favorite. So I pan up, hanging out on top of the big tree.
Yeah, I like the one in the hammock.
I mean, oh, he's climbing. You got a helicopter going overhead. That's the one thing with like city zoos. Like right behind the chimpanzees is a giant hospital. As you have a couple of chimpanzees heading this way. But really nice chimpanzee exhibit they have. The gorillas also have a large indoor enclosure. Not quite as spacious as their outdoor one is, but a lot of stuff to climb and play on. And perches to take a nap. Hanging out about as far away from us as he could possibly get is the zoo's white rhinoceros. But it's a very, very pretty rhinoceros. If you couldn't tell from this giant scorpion, the next exhibit is the bug house. So not the easiest thing to see with the glare. The zoo does have a couple of red pandas here before you go into the bug house. So if you're like me and don't really like bugs, still come over here because that's where the red pandas are. And sleeping so cutely. Just walk around, being adorable. I'm very excited for that Disney movie, Molly, where the girl, whenever she gets frustrated, she turns into a giant red panda that they're working on. That is going to be adorable.
That is going to be adorable.
So the bug house is pretty much what you think it would be. Lots of bugs, lots of smaller exhibits because bugs are small. The zoo does have a reptile house. There's a big long line, so we're not going to go inside. There are some enclosures right next door, including this komodo who's coming right over.
It's so cool to watch them walk and his tongue.
It's a big reptile there. Like many zoos, you can ride the carousel for a couple of bucks. This seems like a large carousel. I believe it's about $4 to ride. And you've got some cool animals too. You've got bongos, snakes, penguins. So they're not operating it right now, but I love that the Houston Texans football team has sponsored the enrichment zone, where they'll do like animal meet and greets. Through the fence, you've got a couple of giant turkeys.
He's all in turkey pose.
So here's an animal I don't get to see awake at many zoos. It's a North American porcupine. A big one too. Where's he going? You gonna go have a sip of water? He's gonna go for a climb. Is he gonna go ignore us and go to the corner? Look at his cute little face.
He is adorable. The way that his quills stand up all kind of around his head.
They don't look as dangerous as some other porcupines.
Yeah.
Like their quills don't look as sharp as like your. But awesome to see him awake. Here you can see a bald eagle. Looks like he's grooming himself.
I didn't know bald eagles remain together until one dies.
That is, well, it's sad because, well, he's probably...
Mates for life.
He probably hurt himself and
He
has to
probably
live in
did.
the zoo.
That's probably why he's here.
As I think that's the only reason why they have bald eagles in zoos, if they like are non-releasable kind of things. Poking out of his hole a little bit there is a North American river otter. I think he just woke up for a nap or is getting ready to go back to nap. But they've got
Back to nap.
Back to nap. They do have a pretty neat enclosure for them.
There you go.
With underwater viewing, above ground viewing.
I had no idea
And
baby
playground
otters
kind of thing.
couldn't swim.
Baby otters can't swim?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope not. I like pelicans.
No, I'm saying I think a lot of kids probably stick their hand in there.
Oh, well, don't do that. I mean, pelicans do have big beaks.
Yeah. They're really cool.
Mm-hmm. They're very close.
Making an odd noise.
Yes. Interesting exhibit here. You got the pop-ups that the kids can climb into.
Which is definitely used to be a prairie dog.
Yeah, there was some signs. But now it's home to mongooses, which is an animal you really don't see in many zoos. And it looks like they have like 20 of them all in a cuddle pile over here. Taking a nap is the swift fox.
Who can run up to 25 miles an hour. That's...
We're here in the zoo's kids area. They do have a miniature zebu who decided to come right over and say hello. Cool horns on him.
Yeah?
There's also a llama.
Llama, I called it a deer far away.
Yeah, that was way off.
Yeah.
And some goats.
I knew it.
Looks like it's sleeping underneath the water is a green anaconda. It's in the South American section. And also, oh, that's so sad. An anaconda got to swallow a capybara whole. And it's a very modern exhibit over here. They got a tunnel you could crawl into to get some underwater viewing if you're a kid. Most days you come to the zoo, you can't see them all, and that's the case here. This enclosure is for the giant river otter.
It's a big enclosure.
Yeah. Resting in a line is a series of macaws. A lot of them are all lined up like that.
They also have a huge amount of area.
Yeah, they have some room. Beautiful exhibit here for the jaguar. Also, probably sleeping somewhere you can't see. Definitely gonna need the super zoom for this one. See a giant anteater in the back and a capybara. Also, oh yeah, look at that. I guess these guys are probably emus or rays.
I think rays.
And then you get that another capybara. I love capybaras. Got a nice aviary area.
A couple at the bottom.
But most of them are up in the tree where they build their nests. The flamingos have a nice area. Next area zoo is the world of primates. First thing you get to is some lemurs.
Look what we don't.
And if I could guess that one lemur is like scratching the other one's neck. And they are friends with some turtles. Climbing around there is a howler monkey. A couple Safaka lemurs hanging out, unfortunately, pretty far away from us. This guy over here by the rock is a Padus monkey. Having a yawn there is a Smith's red-tailed monkey.
Man, he had like quite the teeth.
Yeah, a beautiful face. Over there, climbing out of shot, is the zoo's orangutan. Pretty fun enclosure for the orangutan. These meerkat doors here lead us into the Natural Encounters building. The thing you see in here is a fish pen. You got some turtles and some rays and some other fish. Sleeping up there is a sloth. Oh, you can. And then there's some birds in here as well. Here you can get a shot of the zoo's sloth. Looks like he's probably enjoying a sloth nap. Not napping. The beautiful looking Victoria Crown pigeon. That adorable little face is an Asian small-clawed otter. And a nice, as a guy that likes otters, they have North American river otters, the giant river otters, and the Asian small-clawed otters.
Yeah?
Like three of the most popular species of otter.
Who's doing something like cats do?
Yeah.
Go around in a circle.
Neat exhibit here, you got some piranhas, and then that right there is like a tunnel that you could crawl through. Now I am both a grown man and currently in a walking boot because I tore a tendon in my foot, so I am definitely not crawling through the piranha tunnel. This building does house a lot of aquarium style stuff as well. Moon jellyfish and a beautiful tank here for the coral reef. There doesn't seem to be a sign for this lizard here, but he was posing, so I had to put him on the camera. in classic cheetah rest pose right by the fence. You do have a cheetah. And they've got a very interesting enclosure here for their cheetahs. Not what you normally see for cheetahs at most zoos.
No, it seems like it was made for a different small cat.
Yeah, like a different kind of climbing animal.
Yeah.
The cheetahs, I don't think, climb that much.
They run.
Something I don't say at most zoos. Look at this crazy tree.
It's quite a tree bird.
So it is tough to see with the glare, but right in front of us is a Malaysian tiger.
He's looking at something through the fence.
Yes, there's something that has his attention on the other side of this fence. See, I wasn't making the tiger up. He's over there fogging up the glass.
He's looking straight at us. He's very intrigued.
Good shot here of another small cat type animal. The edge of its enclosure. I'm not by the sign. I think it might be a clouded leopard.
I think it's a clouded leopard. Face is so cute.
Molly, we're next to one of your favorites now, the okapi.
Yeah, I love the okapi. He was eating the branches earlier. Even though he has hay, he was like eating the branches. And I think it's interesting because there's only one okapi. It's paired up with a diker.
Yeah, a larger diker too.
Yellow black diker. Which I guess you can see the yellow black.
Yeah. And a big tongue.
And a loud bird.
Taking a nap here right by the people in its little pond. You have a pygmy hippopotamus.
They are so small compared to regular hippos. Oh, he's coming out.
Coming up for a breath. And the pygmy hippopotamus has a really nice enclosure here. Big lake and then lots and lots of room. I did only see the one in here. I would assume there's probably more. But yeah, it's a lot of room for one little hippopotamus. Good for you, Houston Zoo. The next exhibit is for some Grant's zebra.
Which is the smallest species of zebra?
Especially this one, as it's kind of fuzzy, so I'm guessing it's not full grown. You can see like the fuzziness back there.
His ears just
we're just talking about how adorable you are. You can see an African painted dog over here who's eating something he found in a hole. Still cute. Molly, I like this turtle exhibit.
Yeah.
As you got a bunch of different turtles in there. The big guys are Galapagos turtles, but then you also have smaller turtles. So you got, I think it's the African spurred turtle and the radiated turtle.
I also liked how the Galapagos, his neck was really extended at one point.
And now
he's on the move.
He's on the move. Moving promptly at the speed of smell. Go, turtle, go. Over by the rhinos in this more modern section of the zoo, they do have a little cafe and a gift shop. And not only do they have a gift shop, they've got a gift shop that sells a shirt about poo at the zoo and what the different poops look like. And right next to the cafe is the giraffe enclosure. And these guys, they're pretty up close. There is an ostrich in here as well. And like a lot of zoos, you can feed the giraffes here. You can feed the giraffes for, I think it's $7. If you've never done it before, it is a really fun experience to feed them lettuce. They're very excited. I guess that guy's not as excited as he's wandering away.
No, he's like, I'm done with lettuce. I'm okay.
Yep.
I love this.
And if you do eat at that cafe, there's a bunch of tables outside here, so you can hang out and enjoy. Like, they actually had some good-looking food, like garlic knots, buffalo wings, Parmesan fries.
Yeah, way better than your typical zoo food.
Yeah, but then you can hang out, enjoy your meal, drink a beer, and watch giraffes. Got a couple of alligators over here. As people from Florida, I can tell you that these are not overly large gators.
No, they are small.
On my drive to work in the mornings, I drive past a golf course, I've seen larger gators on the golf course. But generally the ones I see are mostly around like the size of that guy. Always good to see zoos expanding, and you got a big expansion happening here right by the entrance to the Houston Zoo for an exhibit called the Galapagos Islands coming next summer. Should be pretty good. Hey Molly, what time is it?
I think beer 30?
Yes, also 10:20 in the morning. But one of the first things you see when you get in, you get a St. Arnold, a big craft brewery here in the Houston area. They got 4 different beers on draft. We're drinking a Comeback Wit. It's really tasty. So if you're visiting the Houston Zoo over 2021, they do have an exhibit called Prehistoric Beast. It's an upcharge exhibit with animatronics. I'm guessing a lot of dinosaurs. I do have a pretty cool snake out here. This will run you about $8. Part of that Prehistoric Beast, there's a giant animatronic bear. That's gotta be 15 feet tall. That'll do it for our time at the Houston Zoo. I had a blast.
Yeah, I was impressed with how new it
felt very modern. Like they kept building new exhibits too.
Yes.
Like the gorilla area felt really new. That animal encounters area in the front felt very new. The South American exhibit opened last summer.
And now they're building a new exhibit.
Another giant Galapagos exhibit 2 years later. So it's definitely a zoo you feel good visiting, because you could tell that $23 admission price, it just goes right back into the zoo and they keep building more exhibits. Molly, normally at this point we ask, what was your favorite animal?
The baby elephant, obviously.
Yeah, it's pretty easy when you get to see a 19-day-old Asian elephant, and also, I mean, that was the zoo's breeding program with the elephants. Very impressive.
Yes. I also like the clouded leopard.
Yep, other favorites of mine. I love the porcupine, that North American porcupine, and the red pandas. They were so cute.
And them being up.
Yeah, both of them.
Wow, we had a really good animal day.
It was a really good animal day. I recommend. That's a loud crow, and I recommend checking out the Houston Zoo if you're coming to town. If you have any questions about the zoo, let me know in the comment section below, and thank you very much for watching. If you guys didn't watch videos like this, me and Molly couldn't take a random 4 or 5 day trip out here to Houston, Texas.